Hey guys, this is B Junior from Endurance Productions YouTube channel here to tell you some more Blu-ray vlogage thoughts here today. I'm going to go over a couple of horror favorites that I've been able to acquire on Blu-ray here lately, and tell you, as always in Blu-ray vlog, to tell you my thoughts on the high definition transfers, the special features therein or lack thereof, and tell you how I feel about them, how the experience was as opposed to other formats like DVD or VHS, and so on. So, without further delay, let's get right into it. Probably my favorite of the two that I'm going to talk about today is Nightmare on Elm Street. Finally acquired on Blu-ray, guys. Little interesting story. I went to my local Best Buy to acquire me a copy. This is the last local copy. The salesperson, I don't know whether he was just shooting me a line or not, but he said this was the last local copy that he had, and he just had it stuck back on a shelf because somebody wanted to put it there and was going to come back in an hour and purchase it when they got some money. And well, sorry guys, it's cutthroat city whenever it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street, especially the original. The cover art is different than the Canadian release, and I'm sure you're going to see a lot of people start talking about this one here, or in the near future in reviews and everything. I've already reviewed this film in one of my older movie reviews. Check it out. Just dig through my movie reviews there on my playlist, and you'll be able to hear my thoughts on the film in general. But today I want to tell you about the Blu-ray. Overall, guys, a very great experience. This is the best this movie has ever looked. It gets my seal of approval. I wouldn't go right out and pay the full price for it unless you're just a Nightmare on Elm Street junkie. I had a little, as always, I was lucky enough to have a gift card, so I used that. But I gotta say, guys, if you've owned the Infinifilm special edition of the original Nightmare on Elm Street, it's going to be really close to the special features load. And I'll go ahead and talk about that first. The Blu-ray differs a bit. It's got some minor changes in the special features. There's a newly recorded commentary track, so there's a total of 2 on here, as opposed to the old commentary track that's on the Infinifilm version of the Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not much of a commentary guy, but I'll probably sit down one evening whenever I have bored or whatever and listen to the commentary track whenever I get a chance. But I can vouch for the other special features on here. It's got a multitude of deleted endings in the film that are kind of enjoyable to watch. And they're quite watchable, to be honest. A lot of times when you get deleted scenes, you can't even see. They're so ratty looking, you can't even tell what's on the screen. But these were actually watchable. There's a multitude of different featurettes. There's 3 featurettes. The House That Freddy Built, The Legacy of New Line Horror. Goes through all their horror library, not just Nightmare on Elm Street films, but other films that they've done in the past as well. Never Sleep Again, The Making of Nightmare on Elm Street, which is very informative. It's the behind the scenes that you really want to see. Now, it doesn't have in-depth interviews with every single person from the film, but it's actually the best. It is the behind the scenes that you want to see. It shows you about special effects, how they did certain tricks in the movie, so on. The other third of the featurette saga here is Night Terrors, The Origins of Wes Craven's Nightmares. I've heard about the same explanation from Wes Craven about where he came up with his ideas from Nightmare on Elm Street and other interviews, but it's informative all the same. So the special features check out on this disc, guys. I'm not going to disrespect the Canadian release because I hear the transfer on it is awesome. It's just that Alliance Entertainment had to release that one as fast as it could before it lost the rights, so they couldn't put a whole lot of special features on there, didn't have time. Well, if you're kind of wanting the full total package, go for this version because it's got a lot of extra special features on it. I'm going to talk about the transfer next, guys. 1080p high definition widescreen. Absolutely awesome. I noticed things in this film that I didn't notice in any other prior viewing on VHS and DVD. Some of the little things, for example, when Nancy's putting the traps up at the end of the movie, trying to take on Freddy Krueger when she pulls him out of the dream, she sets up that big sledgehammer and hangs it by some cables. It sounds piddly, but I never saw exactly what she hung that with. I know she sticks like a spike or a screwdriver in there to hold up the sledgehammer where it hits Freddy in the gut later on in the film. But you actually see that it's held up by like some coat hanger looking things, things that she made around the house and other things. You can see I saw Freddy in a scene that I've never saw him in before at the first movie when he's stalking Tina in the opening credits. He's actually down in the corner of the boiler room and you see him duck behind a big metal canister. Whether I just was asleep at the wheel, I've seen it on widescreen before, but I've never noticed that before. It's just cleaned up all around the edges, all around better. It's about 95% pure with minimal to no grain in the movie. I gotta say, it is a collector's item, and you've got, for that respect, for a viewing experience, you've got to get your hands on this. If you're a horror enthusiast, or if you're a Nightmare on Elm Street enthusiast, whatever, this is the one to get. This is the one to view over and over again, Halloween or whenever. It's got a DTS HD master audio track, and it's also got the cool mono track from back in the day, which is kind of neat because I did notice some differences between the HD audio track. There's some little different music cues in there. It's not going to change the world different. I mean, there's just little things that it drops from the mono track and things that it adds for impact. It's like it juices up the synthesizer sounds, things like that. Other than that, it's got the regular slew of subtitles and all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, overall, A+, 5 stars for Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray. Pick it up, buy it. You know you want to. You know you do. Okay, guys. Number 2 in the little Blu-ray vlog here today, another horror favorite. A lot of people, this is one of those camps divided movies. Usually you either like it or you don't. Either you think it's dumb or not. I personally I like this movie because it's well acted. I'm not going to say it's the best werewolf movie I've ever seen, but it's aptly titled Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer. I've never reviewed this movie, and I'm not going to review it today. I'm just going to go over the Blu-ray features, which there's not much to talk about. But overall, the transfer of the movie, we'll start there. It's a bare bone Blu-ray. I'll just go ahead and say that first. Mainly because these folks in this movie are more or less, all of them are A-list stars, and they're always doing other projects, and you can't get them together to do any behind the scenes. Even the director, Mike Nichols, all the people involved. Ennio Morricone did the music, Rick Baker. So it's a lot of big names, but they're always usually off doing other projects, and it's really hard to get these kind of stars to come back and do special features, which I think is crap. I mean, I really think that they should pay homage to the films that made them great, but they got to make money and they got other jobs to do. Getting back to the point, the transfer is a 1080p high definition transfer, 1:8:5:1 ratio widescreen. Let's see. On a scale from 1 to 5, it's probably a 3 in terms of transfer. And I have saw this movie once on DVD and many times on VHS. It's light years past the VHS, but probably only one step up, maybe 2 steps up from the DVD. It's got some grainy parts. It's got some parts where it looks like, for the most part, about 75% of the movie looks like they've refined it. They've really took some time with it. But another 25% of the movie, it just looks like like the whole opening scene, I believe, and some other whole little sub scenes, they just didn't do much with. It looks just like they just spliced it in from another master copy or something. It doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look really great either. But the sound in this movie is awesome. I got to say that. It's a 5:1 DTS HD transfer or in sound. And I got to say that it does check out. The sound is very awesome, especially when they start wolfing out towards the end of the movie and stuff. But like I say, it's not to everybody's taste. It's kind of an overlong movie. It's a 2-hour trip, which I think could have been shortened to about an hour and 40 minutes and been more effective. It's kind of a slower pace, but it builds suspense well. I'm getting into a review here. I'm sorry, but overall, probably if you like the movie, get the Blu-ray. It's going to look better than any other copy. But if you're just kind of a casual horror movie buff, or if you're just going to watch this every year once at Halloween or something like that, or it's not really your favorite, and you want to add it to the collection because of Jack Nicholson or somebody in the movie or whatever, I'd probably go get you a DVD or just Netflix it. That's my opinion. This has been Blu-ray Vlog number 10. B Junior signing off from Endurance Productions, and I'll catch you next time.